Got him.
Shake, 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 shake. Shake that minnow. I want to dial in some things right here. Minnow shaking has been dominant. It's probably the most dominant technique of this year, okay? I'm starting to pick up on some things. It took me a little while to do it. You know, I wasn't probably one of the front runners of this technique. Even though I was told about it, I was taught by Taku years ago of what, you know, the Sakamata shad and the hover stroll and all that, but I didn't really put two and two together, right? But over the last several months, like many of y'all and many of the pro anglers and a lot of fishermen throughout the country have really started to use this technique. But there's a couple little things that I picked up on that I'm not seeing a lot of people talk about, which everybody's different when it comes to rods and how they hold their rod. You know, I've seen most people that are throwing a minnow and typically have it in their right hand. And this is what's natural. This is how most people fish a spinning rod is in your right hand, you know, a shaky head, worms, anything like that, you know, you're using it with your right hand. But what I started doing, it's felt more comfortable to me, is using it in my left hand, like this one. If y'all hear any clickety-clack, it's Sage clacking around. But my left hand, and which is completely backwards. This is something that I have not done ever before, as where I'm reeling with my right hand. But for whatever reason, when I have it in my left hand and I go to shake, I have the butt of the rod in line with my arm, so I have kind of like a place where it can rest right there. When I'm going in my right hand, if I shake it this way, you could shake it. You could shake it down like this, but for whatever reason, I guess it's from using a bait caster all these years, you know, jerk bait and stuff like that. My left arm just seems to be more comfortable. Even though it's taken me a little while to learn how to reel with my right hand, man, it's made my catch ratio, I feel like, go up tremendously. I'll show you a fish catch right here of how I'm actually working the bait. Kind of looks like a monster.
Got him. That may be a big one. God, it looked big on the screen. Is it a big largemouth? It may be a big largie. Oh yes. That looked like a big largemouth and I called it. Oh yes. Oh yes. God, it looks like, I was like, that looks like a big one. And it was. Yeah. Oh man, I've been catching spots, and then boom, I was like, dude, that looks like a big largemouth.
But when I'm targeting fish that are isolated, or I feel like, man, these fish are gonna be a little harder to trick, they may have to follow it a long way. For me personally, the right hand, I just can't get the right feel where I'm bringing that bait perfectly level through the water column. I don't want that bait to be bouncing up and down. Let me tell you this too. Largemouth versus spots versus smallmouth, I've caught them all using this technique in the last 6 months. All these fish are different. They react to baits different. Spots and smallmouth, they're gonna run right up to it. And most of the time you're trying to, you know, take it away from them, especially in the warmer months. Colder months, it's a slower deal, right? These fish are a little bit more lethargic. They're not, you know, you don't have to really rip it away from them. So that's why I've really, really liked, you know, how I've been doing it with in the left hand, shaking it downwards, reeling it. That's a huge, huge key. And everybody wants to talk about the baits. They want to talk about the jig heads. You know, while that is important, the size of them and all that, and the size bait can be, can help your catch ratio. This has helped me more than anything, is learning how to reel and shake it downwards and changing hands, because I couldn't do that with my right hand. Like, the bait would be bouncing all over the place, and I will pick up, if I was fishing for smallmouth or fish that are easier to catch, like this summer at Smith Lake, there were schools of 10, 20 of them. All you had to do was get a bait in there. And that's when I will shake it up in the air, because I know, hey, I just got to cast it out there. I got to get that bait on the fish. If I get it on the fish, it's done. It's a done deal. So that's why sometimes I'll actually shake it up.
Nice.
So not only is that important, your rod, I would say your rod angle, but also this is the one thing, guys, that I would tell you all, you need a high-end rod. Worm jig, any technique. I fished with a $100 blank for the last 4 years and caught a ton of fish on them, right? I don't feel like it's super necessary. Is it nice to have, a super sensitive rod where you can feel the bottom really well? Yeah, it's nice, but it's not needed. 610 medium light seems to be the best, rod action for those 4, 5-inch baits. This one it's got that perfect bend of 4 and 5-inch baits. What most people are throwing, that seems to be the best all around sizes you're seeing right now. There's times when you need to go up to a 6, 7-inch bait, but for most of the country, that size bait is what's going to catch a lot of your fish. This is the Xenon from Abu RC. It's their highest end rod, 610 medium light, and this is what I've been throwing a lot. Catching 2 to 5 pound fish on this rod. This is an older Abu. It's a 610 medium light as well. It's just a hair bit stiffer, but not much. It's still 610 medium light. So I don't care, it doesn't matter what rod brand you choose, but I would say if you're gonna go spend some money on a rod, this technique, a 610 medium light,
Big spot. Oh yeah. Look at that one. A big old fat tub of roost.
But I want to share a couple of those tips with y'all. Jig head, all that, everything else is important as well. But that's one thing that I've learned over the last several months that really helped me in my minnow shaking fishing. And it's a dominant technique, guys. This is the best technique of 2025. This is with forward-facing sonar. And, it's just a technique that's going to last for a while. But this time of year, man, I've tried to catch them on different baits. It's been the breadwinner. So, hope this helps y'all. Thanks for being a part of the J. Lee classroom.